the Helfin Steeple. Very, very important lore item. That's a really good weapon. It is a really good weapon. The Ash of War, like, as an Ash of War attack is terrible, but the scaling you get on the weapon with the Ghost Flame active, and dude, it's a really, really good weapon if you're good at greatsword fundamentals. Man, that was a sloppy save and quit. Oh yeah, for sure. With the way you're playing, yeah, that it was like 20 weapons ago. No, that sounds fun. Like, what I'm thinking about doing, I got some technical issues on my PC I'm gonna straighten out over the next like week or so. But I'm definitely gonna I think I'm gonna have 2 Elden Rings installed, so I can have one with the DLC on and current patch, and we can do like randomizer runs and stuff on like off days, or maybe to finish streams out when I don't have enough time for a full run. We can like go back to a rando run. I missed the quick travel. Late. Because it's just with your save files, they all get messed up if you keep like up patching and down patching. So it might just be, honestly, I don't play enough other games to be worried about hard drive space. So I could just install 2 different versions of Elden Ring.
Have they, sir, but you? I can play turning wood to aid you. You need to the foot. Then it summon me. Ah, I bequeath you. It will sound torrent. Treat him with.
I've never done a DS3 rando. That might be worth doing. Has anybody in chat done a DS3 rando? You just bought DS3? Nice. Nice. Of the 3 Souls titles, Dark Souls 3 is my favorite. Three is my favorite. 2 is my second favorite. Demon Souls is my third favorite. And Dark Souls 1 is in last place. I'm that weird guy that puts Dark Souls 1 at the bottom. I use what you see run on Elden Ring or on DS3 rando. Yes, I am weird. Yeah, I know I'm weird. But I want everyone to also understand that just because I put DS1 at the bottom, by no means do I think it's a bad game. I still think it's like a 9 out of 10. Yeah, yeah. In both games, you can do use what you see runs. Yeah.
To determine if you had, it seems torrent, whereas I
think it's aging worse than DS2 is, and I think that's the problem. I think Demon Souls is aging better than Dark Souls. And I am talking about the PS3 version of the game. I think the PS3 version of Demon Souls is aging better than the PS3 version of Dark Souls. And of all the games, DS1 has areas, in my opinion, that like it just feels unfinished. DS1 just, it blatantly feels like an unfinished game to me. Like, you play Demon Souls, the only thing that really hints at the game being unfinished is the broken 6th giant archstone. Thank you for the ad warning, Tron. Oh, dude, yeah, you literally, you put that in the same time I started talking about it, Tron. That's funny. Yeah, there are, and DS2, it definitely has a weird vibe. I think the weird vibe helps it more than it hurts it. But when I play DS2, it feels weird. Like, you can tell something happened in development while that game was being made. Some weird stuff happened during development. But I don't ever really feel like an area in that game feels unfinished. Like, I feel like every area in the game got equal love from the developers. The only place that maybe didn't is Eldia's Keep. But even then, it facilitates the purpose it's supposed to serve, and it's kind of like a liminal space. It's like a transitional space from, like, the Shaded Woods to Dragon Airy. So, like, it does the job it's supposed to do relatively well. DS3 is another one. Like, it just doesn't feel like there's anything unfinished in the game. It feels like they were able to deliver close to what they wanted to deliver. And the DLC is peak. And I'm going to be also that asshole that kind of says, looking back on it, like, Artorias of the Abyss is one of those things where I think it was great because other games didn't offer what Artorias of the Abyss was. Like, you had, like, Bethesda games that got things like the Shivering Isles, but other games typically didn't do that with their DLC. You can also maybe include, like, Fallout with its DLC, but I think when you look at, like, Artorias, even compared to the DLC in Dark Souls 2, I think the DLC in Dark Souls 2 offers more content than Artorias of the Abyss. Like, a single DLC from DS2 offers more content than Artorias of the Abyss. I'd have to look at it. Yeah, I agree. And then when they were announced the remaster, that was another interesting thing that happened. Was when they announced the remaster, everybody got so excited because they were like, oh man, they get the opportunity to finish what they started. What if in the remaster they finished Lost Izalith? What if in the remaster they finish like all these other mechanics that were broken? What if they make it to where grave lording isn't as awkward as it is? What if they do all, and then they released it and it was the exact same thing? They just made it to where if you hold up on the D-pad, it cycles to your first item. Or down, you know, and then your spells with up, and then your items with down. Oh, that was a goof on my part. Yeah, so that's, okay, so Elden Ring is the best. Elden Ring is the best. Underneath Elden Ring, it's a close fight between Bloodborne and DS3, and I would probably side with DS3 because it at least natively runs at 60 frames per second. Then I would put Bloodborne probably underneath it. Then I would put Dark Souls 2. Then I would put Sekiro. I don't count Sekiro as a Souls game, but I would put Sekiro there. Then I would put Demon Souls. And then I would put DS1 at the bottom. And if you want to include Armored Core 6 in this list, I would put Armored Core 6 just behind Dark Souls 3. That would be my FromSoft Miyazaki tier list. Bloodborne, Elden Ring, DS3, Sekiro, Demon Souls Remake, DS1, and then DS2. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty solid list. I'd say that's a pretty solid list, Tron. And I can understand why you would place those things in that order. And you got to play PC Bloodborne, which I might look into again. Especially, I've heard it's like pretty stable now. I don't think so, Gaiman. I haven't heard that. And I don't know if Sony would let that go. Yeah, and Sony just acquired From Software because they acquired Katagawa Group. Hey, what's up, Komodo? How are you doing today? A huge, massive renown. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it very, very much. You are too kind. Too kind. But how are you doing today? Taking a break from school to focus on cleaning? I need to take a break from streaming to focus on cleaning. I've had a really busy week this week. Yeah, I'm gonna do some investigation into that, Tron, when I have the time. But I just have a feeling, like, granted, Sony has been releasing games on PC. Returnal came to PC. I know there's other ones I can't think of at the moment. Helldivers. There's other games. Sony's been bringing games to PC. So I wouldn't think it's necessarily like rock and roll janks. I don't necessarily know if Sony would relinquish that, because they definitely probably want to keep some system sellers. But that being said, Sony loves money. Because that's honestly, I think that's Microsoft's biggest misstep. By putting everything that's on Xbox on PC, I think they inadvertently killed their console. Yeah, we do live in bizarre times, Flip. We really do live in bizarre times. Yeah, and that, dude, Microsoft, they want to be Steam, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. Yeah, Xbox is like the budget console. That's like the weird position they've put themselves into, where it's easier for a parent to justify buying an Xbox, a cheaper system with cheaper controllers, and then get the kid a Xbox Live subscription, like a Netflix subscription, and then just let the kid play whatever games are on Xbox Game Pass. And then maybe like once or twice a year getting them a game. Totally understand it. I just don't think that's a good long-term strategy. Like, that would have worked if they didn't just give away their exclusives, because we live in a weird world where listening to demand isn't always the best idea. Like cross-play and cross-progression, I think has hurt the industry way more than consumers realize. Consumers were on the mountain saying, I want to play with my friends on whatever system. I want this game, I want cross-play, cross-progression, and all this other stuff to happen. And I don't think gamers really understand what they sacrificed when that happened. The greatest games in video game history launched when consoles were at each other's throats trying to get you to spend your money on their product. That's when we got the best games. When Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo were going head to head. And then what did we get after that? We got Nintendo 64. The PlayStation. The Sega Saturn. Like, imagine that. Remember when PlayStation stole like every major, Sony stole like every major RPG manufacturer away from Nintendo? Every major RPG was on the Super Nintendo, and then their sequel was on the PlayStation. Yes. Yes. Dude, Game Pass was genius. Yeah, and I agree. They have no idea what to do with it, Komodo. Competition. And it's cheaper as a console, too, Tron. Thank you, Barbecue. I've just been in this hobby for a really long time. Yeah, Halo versus God of War, man, back in the day, dude. I mean, better yet, Halo versus like Killzone. Halo got better because they had to compete with Killzone, and Killzone released some decent games, and it was because they had to compete with Halo. Yeah, Komodo. I didn't get the riposte. Okay, that was a sloppy dare will, but we're through it. Sega was screwed because of localization. If you really want it, that's the real reason Sega got screwed.
I am an old soul here, perhaps.
There's a whole lot going on with that. The Sega Saturn was released in America without an announced release date, early to no fanfare. That was another big problem they had. But localization was always Sega's biggest problem. Nintendo did a great job of localizing their product for the American market, translating their games poorly, I might add, translating their games poorly for the American market, adapting their games so that they're more easily understood by a Western market. And they just did a much better job at it. And that's why you have, like, Final Fantasy was a big deal, and Phantasy Star wasn't. And there are multiple genres of game where the Sega Genesis excelled over I missed it. I forgot I messed up the crouch cancel. Hey, what's up, short shit? Because they get in the way, Jenks. Because they get in the way, they slow you down, and they mess with his artificial intelligence. Yeah, Nintendo had insane marketing. That was a big deal back then. Yeah, it happens. And how are you doing today, Short? If you give me a second, I'll shout you out when my hands are kind of free to do it. Oh man, Vulcan. Thank you, Vulcan, with the gifted sub. Totally got my voice to crack and distract me. Thank you so much, Vulcan, for the gifted sub, and welcome to the sub club, Short Shit. Short Shit is an awesome, awesome Souls-like gamer. Also does other variety. Watch some Dead Space streams with Short Shit. Really cool streamer. She's really nice, welcoming. Really fun chat. Thank you again, Vulcan, for the gifted sub, and welcome to the sub club, Short Shit. It happens. My positioning is a little off on that follow-up. Okay, Radon down. Thank you for shouting out Short Shitron. I really appreciate it. Oh man, Merrick showed up too. What's up, Merrick? How are you doing today?
Wait, I see. I see it now. Humans all lose their wits. How could this? Was my whole existence just...
Oh, she's definitely, I think she's more upset about the diet. Thank you for asking, Merrick. I think she's more upset about having to have a soft food diet for 10 days than the actual procedure that happened. So I'd say that's a win. I would say that's a win. And thank you again for asking. Oh, you had to run away. You'll be back later? Oh, by all, rock and roll, Komodo. Always welcome. Nice having you stop by. And I understand, you know, like Jeff Goldblum says, life finds a way. Everybody's got shit to do. Oh, you're all good. You're all good, Merrick. I had a kind of a low-key night last night. Just making sure I was readily available. Checkmate. Oh. Yeah, it would have. He does a lot of spin to win.
It's tight. The guard, you'll breach the...
Not a new edition, Merrick. Just, you know how Spotify is sometimes. But yeah, it's been on here a while, just hasn't been on. I've also, last night, I actually deleted a lot of, well, not deleted, but, you know, removed a lot of stuff from the playlist. And I'm hoping that might be why. I might be shaking things up a bit by getting rid of some of the older stuff. That's not nice. Yeah, it does. And that was actually, I think, Merrick, I could be wrong. I think that's an old internet mislabel. The band that did the Spin Me Around cover is actually Dope. And they are not nice people. Let's just say the guitar player for Dope on numerous occasions got in trouble for doing things with children. And that's not cool. And the internet often mislabeled the cover on MP3 files as a Marilyn Manson song when it was Dope. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like there was another one. I can't think of what it was, but it would always get labeled as Weird Al, even though it was not Weird Al. I think it might have been like a Bloodhound Gang that would always get... A Bloodhound Gang song would always get labeled as Weird Al. But yeah, if you look up Dope, Spin Me Around, you'll probably hear it and be like, yes, this is the song I heard when I was, you know, back in the day. And I kind of messed up the one cycle, so we'll just take the damage we can get. All good. Yeah, Dope ain't that bad. Ain't that bad a band. It just turned out that one of their members was a fucking creep. And granted, you shouldn't hold it against the other members of the band that one person in the band was a fucking creep, but it just gets weird. Manson did a cover of Tainted Love. I don't know if there's some confusion with the Manson cover of Tainted Love. That could also be something that's happening too. The music video where he's in the hot tub, he's got the platinum grill. It happens. It happens, Gaben. This can still be a PB. And that's all from the Radon death, basically. With good play, we can claw it back. Yes, Sweet Dreams are made of these. That was on the, oh, it's like a remix EP. It has some uncouth songs on it. I think I Put a Spell on You is on that one. I know they used I Put a Spell on You with Lost Highway soundtrack. I'm trying to think. What was the name of that album? Portrait of an American Family was his first. He followed that up with Antichrist Superstar. But he had a release in between that where he's wearing the stupid dope hat thing. And he's on the cover. It's just him on the cover. And it's got Sweet Dreams on it. Some other singles. And a bunch of weird tracks. Smells Like Children. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bite. Thank you, Bite. Mechanical Animals is his best album, Bite. I'll stand by that till the day I die. Mechanical Albums is an underappreciated album. It was, Bite. And John 5 is an amazing guitar player. John 5 is fucking amazing guitar player. Dude, Mechanical Animals is like his Ziggy Stardust. It's like his Ziggy Stardust album. And a lot of people missed that. I think a lot of people didn't catch on to that. Like, that was his Bowie album. Yeah, Mechanical Albums goes really fucking hard, Plip. Even, like, the deep cuts, dude. Like, Posthuman and New Model. Dude, so good, man. The opening track even is fucking, like, amazing. Great Big White World. Fucking amazing album opener. I was gonna put Mechanical Animals tracks on the playlist, but to be completely honest, out of context, some of the things he says on that fucking album are not Twitch safe. Rock is Dead is the good one. Yeah, same, Merrick. Same. That was a weird opener. That was a really weird opener. I like those songs, Bite. I'm one of those people, Bite, that... Okay, when I was younger, I used to let people liking things ruin it for me. Where you'd be like, oh man, dude, all these stupid people like Dope Show. Like, oh my God, I can't listen to this song anymore. But now it's like, dude, why should I not like something just because other people misunderstand it? Because it goes both ways. You know, like... It goes both ways. It's just... I don't know. I shouldn't let that bother me. So like over time, I've actually started to appreciate those songs for what they were originally intended to mean and not what pop culture kind of turned them into when they were released. But I do also understand that at some point when you release artwork, it is no longer your artwork. It becomes the community's artwork. So it's like, then it's like partially the community does determine the meaning. I don't know. I'm kind of talking in circles before Morgot, but... Okay, so that's Morgot. Yep, we did. That we did, gaming. 2548. I had a mess up the other day with Twitch safe music. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, you played something that wasn't Twitch safe? I made one mistake once and nobody caught it, and I was so thankful. And it wasn't bad. It was just, if you didn't understand the context, a word that was said was inappropriate.
Shall I let my hand share them with me? Your thoughts, your ambition.
Oh my God, I never grabbed the Grace. I grabbed the wrong... I never grabbed the Avenue Balcony Grace. This is terrible. This is terrible news, everybody. After a gold Morgot. We golded Morgot, and then we screwed this up. Same Flip. I even went back and checked the VOD Flip, and there I go like ghost white. I'm already pale. I went like ghost white. And you kind of see me do like did like anybody notice that? And I'm like, I keep like looking over at chat, like, did anybody notice? Did anybody? And then it's just like slowly over time, you see me kind of calm back down. And what is up, Lady Justice? Hello to you. I just made a major mistake in my speed run, but we're going to continue for the practice and see what happens. Oh yeah, that it does. I'm very familiar with the Dead Kennedys, Call Me Plip. I have a few Dead Kennedy songs on the playlist, and that was one honestly I knew ahead of time to omit that one. And there's a lot of weird Pol Pot shit in that one, dude. But dude, Jello Biafra is a fucking legend. Not much, just been chilling and trying to deal with my anxiety. Oh, I'm sorry to hear this. Do you deal with anxiety attacks frequently? And if so, like, not to bring anything up that might make you anxious, but like, what tends to be a trigger, and what's up? What is currently upsetting you? Is there something bothering you, or is it just general life can make you pretty anxious? I totally get that. Killed millions, house arrest for a punishment. Yep. Yep, bite. Yes, completely agreed. Completely agreed. I'll just say I played a, this is like kind of like self-reporting or something, but like I totally, and even that has like a weird new definition. So either way, like, okay, so I'm going the wrong way because of habits. Oh my God. Yes, this is not the run. This is not the run, guys. I didn't even need to come this way. Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, lady. I've definitely dealt with some anxiety in my life as well, so I can relate. Anxiety and stress can compound my epilepsy. That was something I learned on my epilepsy journey. And I've had to do a lot over the past like year or so to try to minimize those things. And honestly, streaming has been one of those things. It's given me some news stresses, for sure. But after I've pushed through those stresses, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. At first, it was hard for me to deal with assholes in chat. Now it's easy for me to deal with assholes in chat. Be careful with the tea, though, Lady Justice. I don't know for you, but I learned through my journey that caffeine can spike my anxious tendencies. So definitely careful with the tea. That's why the peppermint and licorice tea would be a good idea. Yeah, like the more herbal teas, definitely much less caffeine. What am I doing? Dude, I'm like playing like Hot Garbo right now. I'm confused how that's gold. How is that Somber 6 a gold? Oh no, bro. We're just getting started, man. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. And that's always ending up in what if situations is always very difficult under those circumstances. Yes, exactly. Exactly, lady. You are correct. You are correct. I've heard the same thing. I'm just clarifying because sometimes people do like a little bit of like a, you know, they'll drink teas that do have like caffeinated tea along with the peppermint or the other things. So I was just saying be careful. Because I know with me, if I start consuming caffeine, my anxiety can really start to skyrocket. And you're right, mint flavors tend to relax. Even mint aromas are rather calming. Even like synthetic mint, like a Vicks Vapo Rub or something, even that can really calm you out. Like that like mentholated aroma is even, I would say, even calming. Yeah. A little bit of both. Nicotine is also a, honestly, nicotine can go either way. Nicotine used to make me... Nicotine is one of those weird things where nicotine will curb your anxiety, but then you start to wonder, is it curbing your anxiety or is it just curbing your addiction jitters? I quit smoking. I smoked cigarettes for a long time, and then I switched to vaping nicotine for a long time. And then I quit that even because I had to with... my epilepsy was definitely getting worse, and I didn't know it was epilepsy at the time, but that was one of the things. I cut the nicotine, and it was like within a week, I noticed my seizures were getting better. I think it's just stimulants in general I have to be careful with, because even if I take like a non-drowsy antihistamine that like an Allegra or something, or a Zyrtec that has like a really strong like stimulant in it, that can even kick up my epilepsy. So I think it's just stimulants in general, and that's also like sugar. Carbohydrates turn into sugar, so I can't do carb heavy meals. Like if I eat a lot of pasta, I end up getting like the carb crash, and then after the carb crash, I kind of get like restless myoclonic jitters. So I think for me, it's just stimulants in general. But yeah, my neurologist said like, stay away from caffeine, nicotine. But then you also have to stay away from alcohol, because alcohol dehydrates you and dehydrates your brain. And it also saps your body of B12. And when your body starts getting sapped of B12, that puts your brain into like seizure prone state. So you can't drink alcohol, or you shouldn't drink alcohol. You shouldn't consume nicotine, and you shouldn't consume caffeine. Funnily enough, oregano and lavender are both in the mint plant family. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know oregano is, but I could see that. I could see that with its flavor profile. I get the carb crash, so I try to combine eating that with something more animal protein heavy. For sure, for sure. I think we're going to go for snow skip again because, again, I haven't practiced the optimal invisible bridge route. And who knows, maybe this is just going to end up sticking. I'm just always just going to keep doing snow skip until I get good at it. Who knows? That tree really pisses me off, though. On the conversation of my epilepsy, this tree coming up really pisses me off. It happens sometimes, but I'm sure somewhere there's the list. You can find the list, lady. That would have been it if I didn't accidentally hop off. This tree. I'm going around. We're going around. That's a lot of cool plants. Nice wordplay. Nice wordplay, Flip. Interesting that there's some trees in the family. Do you horses like to eat mint? Cool. I figured it wouldn't. I was just curious because some animals, and some mammals in particular, mint is a deterrent. So I didn't know how horses are, and I knew that you know a lot about horses, lady, so I thought I would ask. But I was just curious how horses felt about mint. Cool. Hey, play Dota 2? Nice.
Well, then I presume.
Oh, I forgot to do everything I needed to do. Okay, fire giant. Salvia's in the mint family too? Interest. Oh, you're right. I have read that before. I have read that before. Now that you mention it. No! Where did the, oh my god, where did that fucking thing even come from? Oh! Okay, I did pick up my runes. Okay. Hey, what's up, Mikey? How are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing great, dude. Doing great. We're playing good. Playing as James Brown right now, actually. And we're about to head to Farah Missoula. We've got some deaths along the way, some good play, some sloppy play. Our first run today, very first fight with Radon was a single cycle. So that's coming together. Like that single cycle on Radon coming together. You'll take your meds real quick? Well, do what you got to do. You need to play this game? I love this game. I really, really love this game. Grammy Award winner. Not that I give a shit about the Grammys, but... I hope she doesn't get the Best New Artist curse. Chapel Roan. What hasn't been said about Chapel Roan? Outstanding musician, songwriter, vocalist. I definitely think her unique vocal inflections are going to carry her through her career for a really long time. She's actually been grinding out her career a lot longer than most people realize. She just kind of hasn't played by the rules that typical artists use for breaking out. And won Grammy for Best New Artist. And to go back to what I was saying about the curse of Best New Artists, if a lot of people don't know, a lot of people that win Grammy, most people that win Grammy for Best New Artist, typically go on to have a failing career. You gotta remember, at one point in time, Kid Rock won Best New Artist. Exactly, Bite. She used her moment to communicate a big problem in the industry. And believe it or not, like, it's not new. Like, people have been talking about this. Like, Prince was even talking about this in, like, the 80s. How the music industry works and how artists don't get paid. And if you look it up, Billy Idol, for most of Billy Idol's career, his net worth was in the thousands. It wasn't until, like, later when he started getting into investments and stuff that he actually started making money. I wouldn't even say great performer. I wouldn't even say great performer with Kid Rock. And I've seen that dude live. He's not a good performer. At least in my opinion. Honestly, things like that are subjective. Okay, here we go, Godskin Duo. Oh man, I goofed it up because I didn't put the Oh, I goofed it up. I think. We'll see what happens. Yep, we're good though. Yep, all because I forgot the magic grease. Thank you for the GGs and the kapows, guys. Should have saved and quit. We're good. Okay, here we go. Dude, he did it again. This probably won't work. Kill me. I can see that, Merrick. I get there is kind of a Sith component to it, especially like the weird, like the limp rhythm of the 3 limbs on the ground. The spin to wins. No, I can see it now. I can see it now for sure. Yeah, even the tragic backstory. What? Oh, that's a rip. That's a rip because I didn't get the runes. That's a rip because I didn't get the runes. But I'll get the practice in. And then now he doesn't want to quad. There we go. That is not the same Elden Ring that everybody else is worshiping. Oh, we got quite a few, Tron. Let's hope, Jenks.
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, she'll take the throne. Queen Marika has high hopes for us, but we continue to struggle. Unto eternity. I know in my bones a tarnished cannot become a lord. Not even you. A man cannot kill
Thank you, guys.
God.
Oh, I can grab its right angle. You know what? I'm gonna do something real quick. That's funny, Merrick. No! Ah. Cool, Plip. You're Elden Lord, Jakes? Nice. And that's pretty much a no PB, but we're still looking decent. Why is my luck going south at Horaloo? I want to keep fighting for the practice. I've been cleaning up the run so much up until here that I want to make sure I have this down. Yeah, for sure, Tron. There we go.
Thy strength befits a crown.
I kind of screwed this up. I goofed it up. And there we go. 122, 1262. I have splits. Wow. Okay, we're going to write that one down. There we go. 122, 12, 62. Give me a second. We're going to do this official just so for muscle memory's sake. Thank you, Vulcan, on the GG. We got a completion. We got a completion. It's been a month, but we got a completion. First completion with the new splits, the new down patch, and the new one cycle strats and everything. Maybe gaming. Thank you, Vulcan. But we got there. Okay, so I'm gonna Alt F4. Okay, now we're booting her back up. So close, but so far. But Jenks, the thing is that's huge about that. I haven't finished a run. Thank you, Merrick. Thank you, Merrick. And then we go to load game. There we go. James Brown, 122.12. 122.12.